Hey, Ty.
Hey.
After losing game one, it's always going to be more intense, but at home, game two, is there a special intensity of, you don't want to go down 2-0?
For sure, yeah. We're going to come out and, dictate this game, and I think there's going to be a lot more, urgency and relentless play. So this is a big one for us. Time for us to come together and win a big game too.
Pete's talked about how your versatility is one of your biggest assets, and you've played with different players, different lines. Fitting in now with Max and Mason, how do you see that fit, and how long does it take you to adjust to that?
Yeah, well, we've played together a bit when Segi went down on that road trip. I kind of got slotted in that line for a bit before Mush went down too. So it worked well for a few games there, and excited to get an opportunity to play with them again. I just try to support them. I find that I can forecheck well and get them the puck and get in their O-zone and kind of create O-zone opportunities. So whenever I get moved to a line like that, I try to support them in that way and do a little bit of the dirty work for them, and as well just be able to make plays and try to score some goals.
What's the difference been like for you this season? You came in Game 7 last year, and first taste of playoff hockey. Really, just what's it been like for you this year from the beginning to be in that?
Yeah, kind of crazy from playing in the American League last year to playing Game 7, and then I just tried to take that experience and confidence into this year. So I think that experience last year helped me a lot. This season and going into playoffs, just to know what to expect and what's coming at you. It's a different game out there in playoffs. So, that experience helped me a lot.
The Calgary series as a whole was very physical and a lot of extracurriculars in that series. Is that just playoff hockey, or does it matter who the opponent is?
I think that's playoff hockey. Obviously, Calgary was a super physical team. Minnesota is showing they're going to play super physical. So I think that's playoff hockey. This time of year, that's what comes out. So that's what makes playoffs so great. It's intense, it's heavy, it's hard. That's what makes it fun, being out there and watching.
Is there a challenge to walk that line too as well, to be physical yet, not go too far or not take penalties?
Yeah, if you get too physical, it can you're running around and you're not controlling the game. You're just trying to get out and hit people. So there's positive and negatives to both sides. It can wear a team down and really grind out their best players. But also, if you get running around too much, you lose track of your positioning and coverage. So I think we're trying to walk that line as best we can.
I know we talked about this earlier in the season, but Pete talked about just the PK. You want people on there that take it as an opportunity and look forward to it. I know you're someone who really looks forward to that. Just what about your approach to that allows you to be the kind of penalty killer that you are?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in it. That's my job. When you get in this league, you got to have a role, and mine started with the PK. So I think all of us penalty killers take a lot of pride in that position. In order to win games, you need to stop their power play and score on your power play, and so that's something I enjoy. Opportunity to get out there and really have an impact on the game. Big power play in the third period and getting a stop. That's exciting. That's what you play for. So it's been an opportunity for me, and just trying to keep it rolling. We've been good throughout the year and trying to keep it going in playoffs.
Obviously, there's a lot of pressure to win this game. There always is, but even more so.
For sure. We just got to come on and play our game. I thought parts of last game were really good for us. And we just got to, play a full 60 of our game.
The second part of the game, what were you guys doing well? I know you guys had to change lines up a little bit and everything, but it just seems like you were a much different team in the second part of the game.
Yeah, I think we broke the puck out a little better, made better choices with the puck. I know it's a cliche, but I think we simplified a bit, and we did got to do that again tonight.
Can you explain what happened to you as far as all that, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's a self-inflicted wound. I tipped a puck into my own face, so that's part of it, and I don't know, it's part of hockey, so I just keep moving on.
Did you draw the short straw? You get a fat lip, and now you have to do that?
I know. I said I hope you guys can understand me. I'm doing the best I can, so apologize if you can't.
So we all know how important Joe is to your group, and off the ice, on the ice. What's he been like the last couple of days to be around you guys, and anything he's been able to, any words of advice and stuff?
Yeah, it's been great to have him around. Obviously a massive part of this group. And we're going to miss him for sure. But our goal is to try to allow him to play again in this playoffs, and that starts again tonight.
You mentioned, not doing a 5-on-5 or generating enough. Is that what you said before, like just more simplifying going into this game in terms of not being able to create enough there?
For sure. We got to get inside. They're good at keeping it to the outside, so we got to continue to try to do that. We talk about dirty goals in the playoffs a lot, so we got to work to do that.
It's game 2. Oh, sorry. Is it a different challenge when you're down 1 and it's game 2, or is it just another playoff game?
Yeah, I don't think it's different. If you're up 1, you want to make that hole a little bit bigger, obviously, and if you're down 1, and it's all about your response. So, for me, we're still early in this series, and we're feeling each other out. But you obviously don't want to get down in a hole and lose both home games. And for me, it's about our response. I thought as the game went on, we got better. We got to build on the latter part of that game.
What did you do in the second half that helped you be better?
I just think we started to skate. I thought we were standing around the first 20, 30 minutes of the game. To oversimplify it, there's always system things and things like that. But, it wasn't an X and O thing. It was, I just thought we were standing around watching instead of dictating.
You've talked about all season how Ty is kind of a guy who's a Swiss Army knife type player.
Yeah.
Him sliding into that second line, just what do you look for his role with Mason and Max?
Well, he's done it all year for us. He can play up and down the lineup, multiple positions. The one thing about him is consistent energy. You get a consistent physical element. You get a consistent compete out of him. He likes the tough areas of the rink and the dirty work in the corners and things like that. So he's a guy that can complement anybody you put him with, and he's done that all year.
I know he's not playing today, but Riley, the decision to recall him, you guys have like a handful of guys you guys have been calling from the AHL.
Yeah.
Is that anything specific reason why it was him this time?
Yeah, well, we always try and do that on merit, and Jim and Whitey and Jenks all said that he's been excellent down there. He's a big guy, he can skate. I think the fact he's from Minnesota, I don't think that played a part in it, but it doesn't hurt. But he's been good. For me, from what I've heard, the reports down there, it's merit based.
Just any update on Joe? Have you talked to him? And
I did
how's he doing?
talk to him. He came in this morning. He's in concussion protocol. I don't think that's a secret, and just getting better every day. So he looked better today. From my perspective and talking to him. I remember the last time he went through that, obviously I was front and center for that in San Jose, and I think he was in a much worse place that time than he was this time, although it was still obviously pretty bad.
I had a quick two-parter for you. The other night, was that the longest game that you've had as an NHL coach? You had a longer
good question. That San Jose game I was just talking about with Joe was a late double overtime game. It might have been. It was the latest I've been up coaching a game just because of the start time. So, that for sure that was it was actually, you walk home and it's 2:30 a.m. coming home from a game, and you can't believe that you're not coming off a 3-hour flight in a road game somewhere. We were actually at home, so strange.
I'm curious because I know it was a special instance the other night with Pavelski leaving and everything, but as a coach, how do you kind of manage minutes, the bench, everything as a game keeps going longer?
I think we have 4 lines that I'm comfortable playing. Anybody that we've got in that lineup, I'm comfortable putting on the ice in any situation and against anybody. I think that's kind of the identity we're trying to have and the way the team's been built. So, really it was just next man up. We continued to roll 4 lines. We doubled up, Rupe a bunch, Robertson a few times with Faxa and Glendening, after we moved Dellandrea up. But, not a lot changed for us. And I thought that's why, we could keep our pace as the overtime went.
You mentioned the other day that temperatures kind of rise in a playoff series, and I'm sure after certain hits, especially going from game to game. Like, how do you as a coach kind of manage or balance that in terms of making sure, guys are defending their teammates, but also not getting out of their game?
Yeah. Well, I thought our team handled it the way we should handle it. We got a great response from Max Domi. He saw one of our leaders laying on the ice, and I thought his response was all team in that situation. And then after that, we tried to respond to the hit by upping our game level in order to win. I think that's the best thing we could do for Joe at that point, and that's what we talked about. So, I liked how we responded to a really tough situation.
Ryan's played with Miro a lot in the last couple of years, but obviously Miller played mostly with Miro this year. Just when you put Suter back with Miro, just what are you looking for from him in that role and what he provides for Miro?
Yeah, I think Suits has been great. We didn't play him with Miro much during the year. It was kind of pre-planned. I think we wanted to get Miro on his strong side, and the way that partners laid out. We didn't want to have 2 righties with Lundqvist and Miller in our third pair. So, when Harley became available, I think that kind of opened the door for us to rejig our pairs. And Suits history with him. He's a veteran guy. He knows the playoff battles. He plays playoff style hockey. He's a heavy, hard guy to play against. So, it was a pretty easy switch, and those guys are comfortable together. They know each other. They've got a good history together.